as you know, I've been yapping about my upcoming hunt on Admiralty Island, and I am getting pretty nervous about it. So I've been going back and forth on, for months we've been talking about these different guns, the 10 millimeter specifically versus some of these big bore revolvers. And I've got the Glock 20, my brand new Glock 20 with the Kydex chest holster. I'm really happy with it. And then of course I've got this giant Smith & Wesson 500 4-inch revolver with a Diamond D leather chest holster, much heavier. So I'm just going back and forth. Which one do you guys think I should choose? So the reason I'm so nervous, normally it wouldn't be a big deal. I'd probably just take the 10 millimeter because I've got a rifle. But normally I go with a friend, but I don't know if I'm going to get a buddy on this trip. So that's what's making me nervous. Every year on Admiralty Island, people get mauled. There's big brown bears. It's covered in deer and brown bear. A lot of areas they're not used to seeing people. And if they are, it's just like Kodiak. When they hear the gunshot, they know that's a free meal, so they just come for it. They come to take the deer away from you. That's ringing the dinner bell, just like on Kodiak. So I keep telling people that I'm going there, and it's people from Southeast, and they're like, whoa, you're going to be by yourself? Whoa, you're crazy. My physical therapist, working on my knee, she's from Southeast, and I told her, yeah, I'm, this big hunt. Oh, where are you going? Admiralty Island. Oh, you're going to be by yourself? Yeah. And she was just like, whoa, okay, that's hardcore. So it's making me nervous. They're going to be a lot more active than when I was there in November. I didn't see any bears, but so yeah, very high chance for an encounter. Very high chance. Now, my gut instinct tells me to just take the giant revolver because I'll tell you the truth, I feel safer with the revolver. I know it's not going to jam up as easy. I know it's a big old thump with one of these giant slugs. It's going to have more knockdown power, more of a, first shot or two, more of a chance to take down a big brown. But on the other hand, this thing is so light, and that's the big thing. I'm going to be going way up the mountain, and this thing just drags me down. Like, I already got my rifle, I got my pack. This thing just drags me down on my chest. A lot of guys are going with this now in Alaska because these types are so heavy, and I'm not going to want to hike, every day, all day with this thing weighing me down. I'm thinking about bringing it to camp, but I got to tell you, I am a little nervous about it. I'm not super confident with this, but I'm leaning towards this Glock 20. And the reason why is because I just, there's a guy that I see at work sometimes. He's a hardcore hunter. He's more hardcore than me. He hunts a lot. He hunts moose and everything. And he just lives and breathes hunting. Very knowledgeable. And I told him my conundrum, and he told me that more guys are going with semi-auto 10 millimeters in Alaska specifically than the big bore revolvers, because he's been hearing stories about guys unloading 5-6 shots of big caliber 454s and on up into a brown bear, and then the 6th shot or 5th shot, it's still coming at him, and then they're just fumbling to reload, whereas other guys were able to get the 15-16 shots off and finally, kill it right at the end, just like my dad's friend Kim did. The bear kind of fell at his feet. He blew part of his toe off as he was falling back. The bear was knocking him back, but he still got it in the head with his 10 millimeter and killed it. So that made me thinking that I'm probably going to go with the 10 millimeter just because I feel a little bit safer with 16 rounds and an extra mag. But I'm kind of torn. Really I want both. That one friend said, yeah, just bring both. But I may try to, and I'll keep this in camp, and then I'll hike with this one. But the problem is I'm flying in Alaska, and I think it's a little bit more doable in state. But there are rules where you can only have so many pounds of ammo or 3 boxes of ammo in your luggage. So, I've got my rifle and the 10 millimeter. I'm going to have to bring ammo for the 500 too, and then that's going to lessen the ammo all across the board. But I do think that there will probably be some sporting goods stores in Juneau where I could fly there and then re-up on my ammo before I jump on the boat and go out to the hunt. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. I think I'll take the Revolver for camp and the 10mm for the mountain. But yeah, I'm definitely nervous about it. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's been some back and forth. There's a lot of the old school guys saying, you're an idiot with this 10mm. You know, you need the big Revolver. And then I'm hearing more and more, it's kind of the new school train of thought, I guess, of guys saying, yeah, 10mm is more than enough. So I'd like to see a little more powerful. You know, I probably should have kept the 460 Roland, but I'd like a little more power than the 10mm, but it's just got the high capacity. And I was just out fishing with it in bear country, and I did feel pretty safe with it. So, but like I said, I'm going back and forth. I've got a couple more days till I'm out on the hunt. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But please comment, let me know what you guys would do. And it's Chuke, your friend in the field.